Dear friends, welcome to the Wednesday Word on Wednesday the 26th of April. Last Sunday at the 6:30 service we were thinking about the new heaven and the new earth, sometimes described as the New Jerusalem that is pictured by John in Revelation chapter 21. We noticed that twice the New Jerusalem is portrayed as coming down from God in verses 2 and 10. Most people, if they think about life after death, think about going up to heaven rather than heaven coming down. A few years ago, I was chatting to the woman who used to cut my hair before we moved to Cheltenham, and she told me that her father had just died. I said how sorry I was, and she said that she had decided to tell her daughter the truth about her grandpa. I said I thought that was a very good idea, and that children can cope much better with being honest about death than we thought. Yes, she said. So I took my daughter outside, and I pointed her up to one of the stars, and I said, "Look, there's Grandpa." Well, I was so stunned about this that I didn't know what to say, which is pretty useless considering I'm a vicar and I ought to know what to say about life after death. But John's vision is very different. This earth is going to come to an end. It will pass away, and it will be replaced by a new physical heaven and earth, as real and as concrete as this heaven and this earth, but made new, with all that spoils and makes this earth so miserable, gone forever. You may have heard of Joni Eareckson Tada, an American woman who was left quadriplegic at the age of 18 after a terrible swimming accident. She was brought up as an Anglican, and she was used to kneeling for prayer. Soon after she had come out of hospital, she went to church in her wheelchair, and the minister said, "Let us kneel for prayer." Joni realised for the first time that she would never kneel again. She burst into tears. And then, she writes, "I remembered the resurrection. Just before the party gets going, the wedding feast of the Lamb, the first thing I'm going to do on my resurrected legs is to drop on grateful, glorified knees, kneel quietly before the feet of Jesus, and then I'm going to be on my feet dancing." Can you imagine the hope that this gives to someone like me with a spinal cord injury? Can you imagine the hope that this gives to someone who is manic depressive? No other religion promises new bodies, a new material universe. Only in the gospel of Christ do people hurting like me find such enormous hope to live. It's a wonderful quote, isn't it? And that's what the new heaven and the new earth is going to be like. Not wafting around on a cloud, not shining like a star, but dancing on our resurrected legs and falling down in worship on resurrected knees. Maybe you have some crushing disability, something about your body you hate, some habit you cannot get rid of, some sadness or disappointment that has crushed you. Well, my sister, my brother, in the new heaven and the new earth, the old order of things will have passed away, and you will have the perfect body you always wanted, and it will work perfectly for all eternity, and all sorrow and sadness and disappointment will be gone forever. As J.R.R. Tolkien puts it towards the end of The Lord of the Rings, everything sad will become untrue. God bless you today.